Hello. It's been a minute. I know the last time I was on here, I said I was taking a 1-month break. Okay, a little more than a month. To be honest, life had other plans. 2021, much harder than 2020 came for me. The back half of 2021 was really hard. Lots of things happened, lots of changes in our lives, and that sucked up a lot of my time and a lot of my mental energy. Honestly, I spent a lot of the back half of the year withdrawn, isolating, and dealing with the fallout of things that happened in our lives and my mental health. It was in a very dark place. It's still a struggle. I am not going to say that my mental health is magically better. It is a daily thing and part of my daily life and ongoing. But right now is better, but never gone. And that's just part of living with mental illness. So first of all, let's talk about what the heck happened. So as a lot of you know, in addition to the clothing line, I also work as a contractor, doing like virtual assisting and online business management and just online work with clients. That is what pays the bills for the most part right now. And I had one client, one job, that was 90% of my time, 90% of my energy, and 90% of our income. And I was putting pretty much anytime I wasn't working on the clothing line, I was putting into that client. I have had a few other clients, smaller ones here and there, but this one was my main one for a while. And in August, abruptly, that came to an end, fairly unexpectedly. So in the long term, it was a good thing. It is a good thing. I needed to free myself from that, but definitely was hoping to eventually do it on more of my own terms versus this. I'm not going to go into it too much. There are a lot of question marks for me, and it doesn't really matter because I know the universe had my best interests at heart, and I am now more focused where I should be. But regardless, we lost a big chunk of our income in August. So then the next few months were a bit of scrambling, despite on the surface freeing up a bunch of my time, which should have meant I could have made more content and done a lot more sewing. Instead, it ended up in this scramble of how do we replace this income? How do we keep the bills paid? How do we keep a roof over our heads? And then mental health fallout from dealing with the stress of all that. So instead of actually having more creative time, I had less because I literally did not have the creative energy, or any energy for a long time for anything other than survival. Some of my other clients have stepped in and given me more work, and it's been great. I'm working, with 2 clients who I absolutely adore, and I strongly believe in them and their companies and what they're doing, so I am very happy there. And Harrison went back to work, which was also a struggle for me because we needed the steady income. His time being full-time as an artist over the last year and a half has been great, and he's made more as an artist than he's ever made. But the struggle with being a creative is that having that be a steady income and like being able to count on it at the first of the month is really difficult. So we'd have some months that were amazing and then other months where there'd be nothing. So he did go back to work at a brick and mortar store in a retail position in the end of the year. And I struggled a lot with that because I internalized a lot of, this was me failing. I'm failing to provide in the way that I had hoped to. I'm failing to give him this opportunity. Don't worry, guys. Don't come at me. He has corrected me in that yes, he'd love to be a full-time artist, and that is still the goal. But he also wants to make sure he is carrying his weight and contributing. And because the income was very up and down with his art right now, he feels good that he has a steady paycheck coming in right now and can be like, these bills are mine each month. It's making him feel good. And that helps me. So again, because of the income and some other things, the big thing was keeping a roof over our head. We looked at our budget and going forward, and despite the original plan for last year, we had hoped to buy a house, and instead we found ourselves faced with, we could no longer be assured that we'd have the rent for the place we were in going forward. And so we made a drastic decision. It's been a good decision, but it was drastic. We downsized from a 2-bedroom apartment into a tiny house. We are so grateful to have some amazing friends who own a tiny house that they built with their own bare hands about 6 years ago. And now that they have bought a house and the tiny house was sitting in their backyard, we fixed it up together and we have moved into their tiny house, and they're letting us live in their backyard for a very reasonable price. Which is allowing us to get back on our feet, get back ahead, and start saving again, so that our next move from this tiny house will be into a home we buy. That's the plan. But in the meantime, we're actually loving it. I'm going to give you a little tour of the tiny house. It won't take very long. It is tiny, but it is so cozy and so delightful. And the area where we are hits a lot of the things on our bucket list about being a little bit not right near the city center and feeling quieter and trees. And yeah, so let me give you a little bit of a tour. Let's go on a tour of our new tiny house. It's actually a pretty reasonable sized fridge, medicine cabinet outside the bathroom, a really reasonable sized kitchen with 2-stove cooktop and a little microwave oven and our Instant Pot, and that's really all we need. Cat tree, and outside that window is a catio for the cats, room for our books, even a place for our snake tank. Lots of storage cupboards and upper shelving. A bed under a window that looks out on trees. Television mounted to the wall, and this fold-out desk that we can also use as a table. Okay, so let's talk about where my brain's at now and what 2022 is going to look like as of right now. I'm keeping this all very flexible, because if the latter half of 2021 has taught me anything, even more than 2020 did, is that my plans and the universe's plans, totally different. So I am very much trying to lean in and go with the flow. But yeah, I'm gonna do a little makeup while we chat about what you can expect on here on this YouTube channel in 2022. This is not gonna be glamour makeup, guys. I'm gonna warn you of that now. This is really going to highlight where I am as we go into this year. So I did take some good downtime during the holiday season. I visited with my daughter in California and had a lovely, very long train ride. It was delayed a bit due to snow, so it was a longer train ride than originally planned, but it was absolutely beautiful, and I read some books while on the train, which I hadn't had a chance or the mental energy to really do in a while. So that was delightful, getting to actually read some books. You know what, I'm just gonna lean in here and make a mess. But so, you know, I was able to take some downtime and really think about things. And I think the biggest thing about this year is not doing anything I don't want to do. I mean, that sounds kind of grandiose. Like, you know, obviously there's still going to be things that, you know, as an adult who lives in this capitalist hellscape, I have to do. I have to pay bills. I have to, you know, make doctor's appointments. And do I like doing those things? No, not really. But I mean more in terms of, like, bigger scale projects, like the clients that I work with and the things I want to do. And so realistically, you know, last year I was kind of falling into the, like, I wanted to do this and I wanted to make YouTube content, but it was very much I'm going to be a YouTube creator, and that's not where my focus is right now. My focus right now is on my clothing line. That is what yeah, I know. This is absolutely a mess. This is not going on even at all. I don't know what's happening here. I am not trying to be a YouTuber, at least not right now. Like, that's not my full-time thing. My full-time thing is my clothing line. So, that being said, I will be uploading. I have projects, I have sewing things I want to share, but I'm not going to set this is a schedule on which I'm going to post videos. It's very much going to be when I have the bandwidth and when I have projects to share, then I will absolutely post. But other than that, like, I'm not going to, at this point in time, set, like, some sort of arbitrary schedule, because I'm not a full-time YouTuber. That's not what I'm doing. You know, I'm not trying to be a full-time YouTuber right now, so I should have done my eyebrows first. Let's just go all the way to the hairline. Why not? So, you know, there will be video content here, but I can't make a promise about when right now. It'll be when I'm up to it, and, you know, what feels good to me. I am also trying to be a bit more regular on my TikTok and posting to my Instagram, both my personal Instagram and my, and the clothing Instagram. But again, it's not about content for the sake of content or for set schedules. I want to just be, you know, more authentic, and here's what's happening, and here's what's going on, and here's what I've got, and share, and not keep it all inside and keep it isolated, but actually get out there, but not on, like, an arbitrary schedule. My main focus is going to be busting through the remaining outstanding orders and Kickstarter rewards for Limitless, because I certainly didn't anticipate that I would still be working on them a year and a half later. You know, honestly, I definitely thought I'd be done by now. But, you know, I work for clients. I work 5 days a week. Even though I work from home, it's still work, and it's time I'm not sewing. So I have 2 days, maybe 3 a week, where I really have quality studio time. Especially now that we've moved into the tiny house, I cannot sew out of my home. There is not room to do that here. So, you know, I'm sewing, you know, a couple days a week and doing what I can, but I am one person. And especially when my mental health was really in the dark place, you know, I wasn't getting, like, it was affecting my sewing. Like, I couldn't do things the way I normally could do because it just took the bandwidth and energy I did not have. So, you know, but that is where my focus is. Now that I'm doing better, like, I have really hit the ground running. I've already completed several garments this year and shipped out a few garments, because I'm really just trying to bust those out, because I owe it to the amazing backers who have been supporting me to get them their rewards. And then, you know, then do fun stuff, and then do other things. So that is where my priority is right now, is doing the work that pays the bills, and sorry guys, this is like, I know talking doesn't really affect doing this, but I feel like it does, and I don't even know why I'm trying to do this so neatly, because I'm planning on just smudging the hell out of it when I'm done. But yeah, so I'm doing the client work that I care about and that pays the bills, and I am doing the clothing work that, you know, has already been ordered and is owed to people, and that is where my focus is. And then, depending on the state of the world, we really want to do some travel this year. But again, very dependent on the state of the world and COVID and all of that. This darn never-ending panorama. You know, but we're at least going to finally get our freaking passports. Harrison had one, but it is expired, and, you know, it just wasn't a priority to deal with that because everything. But we really, really want to be ready that once the world can open up a little more, and we feel safe doing so, that we can just, like, hit the ground running and go. You know, have a bigger eye pencil, and I think Harrison took it with him to work. Darn him. Yeah, I've been feeling, you know, incredibly feral. So that's sort of what I'm reflecting here, is just full feral. Whatever. Dipper, stop playing with the garland. Let's see if we can get this nonsense. Yeah, I'm talking to you. Talking to you, Dipper. Dipper. Cat's in a tiny house. See if I can smear this out a little bit. Definitely meant to have these earrings in. We'll add them now. Yes, so to sum up, big changes, moved, will be posting, but not on a set schedule right now. Focusing on getting all my clothing orders caught up and done in this first month of the year. So that's where we are. I am 3,000% more feral. And I am focusing on what is most important and making the most of it. And I am excited to have you here with me, whatever that looks like for this coming year. And I'll be back with another update soon. Are you seriously back in the litter box again, Dipper? So if you want to stick around, please do. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell to get notified when I do upload videos. And if things change and I do get onto a regular schedule, I will absolutely let you know. But I am happy to have you here. I'm happy to feel like I am out of the darkest part of what I was going through for a while. And I'm excited to hit the ground running this year and really focus on the clothing line. And getting ahead and having experiences and being closer to friends and building relationships. Welcome to a new year, and I will see you soon. Bye. Honestly, I spent... Oh, you gonna be in this video too? Milo, you gonna be in this video? Honestly, like, life... Hold on, the cat's getting in. But... Yeah, there's my train of thought gone. It all fades to black.